Plus, how to make money off a losing team. We'll talk to one lifelong Pirates fan who some may call a traitor. Folks in Pittsburgh could call him a pirate. See what one fan has to say about betting against his own team and winning. The affiliation with our favorite sports teams is much like a relationship. Intense, emotional, filled with both gloom and glee. See, when Northwestern loses, it ruins my entire weekend. But as we all know, that has not happened yet. So I'm singing to strangers. Nevertheless, it's still the main reason I do not gamble. Bet with your heart, it's always going to get broken. But for one lifelong Pirates fan, separating his emotions has become an economic success. Greg Mercer bet around $20 against Pittsburgh every game this season. And after 162 games, he made nearly a 10% profit. That beats both the Dow and the S&P. So Greg, joining us on the phone right now, you say you're a Pirates fan, but with money on the line, who are you rooting for, the Bucks or your bank account?
Hi, Steve. Well, I mean, it's basically a combination of both, actually. When I bet, sometimes I bet the spread of 1.5 runs, and anytime the Pirates would be close, I'd almost rather them win the game instead of lose by 1, because then I'd lose my bet. So I kind of have a conflict of interest a lot of times, and my affiliations switch constantly.
All right, so how would you have felt if the Pirates had made the playoffs this year and you had lost a couple grand?
Well, I definitely would have been hurting in the wallet, but
would you be happy? Because they're your team, right? So that makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I would have been right there with everybody else at PNC singing the praises of the Bucks, but I knew in my heart of hearts and my realistic impressions of the team that was never going to happen.
It sounds like money is the bottom line for you. What are you going to do with your winnings?
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and spend them on Penguins tickets this year. I have a friend who has season tickets, and I get a few tickets from him every year, and I'm just going to transfer that money over to him.
All right, so Pittsburgh doesn't think you're a complete traitor now. Will you do this again next year?
I know, everybody asks me that question. If I do, I will probably have to adapt my betting strategy, because I don't think the Pirates can be quite as bad next year. But so I'll have to change my strategy as far as betting less on games earlier in the year when they're normally kind of competitive, and then when they hit their June swoon, as I call it, where they always lose tons of games, and I'll ramp up my betting so that I can hopefully gain some more money during that time.
Now, since the Penguins are better, are you going to bet for them?
I actually don't bet hockey at all. And I mean, this is just something that I decided to do randomly. I thought to myself for years, I said, you know, the Pirates are losing like 95 games a year, and there's got to be a way that if you bet against them every game, you would make money. So it's basically just an experiment for the year.
Well, Greg, here's hoping one day that you can bet for the Pirates to win, and you can actually make money as well. We appreciate you joining us here on The Beat.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.